If there was one word that could sum up year 2020 for law enforcement, it would be the word challenge. Just 3 months into this year, we encountered something that this department has not experienced since the yellow fever epidemic in 1855. Across the nation, COVID-19 changed most, if not everything, about how we, as police officers, respond to the needs of our communities. Issues ranging from PPE supplies, sequestering officers, exposure, and training that had to be addressed immediately. But these challenges were minor in comparison to the impact this virus had on our personal lives, ranging from layoffs, virtual learning, financial insecurity, to include sickness and death. The law enforcement community was not immune from the impact of this pandemic. Just in May, we experienced another challenge as a result of the killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. Citizens throughout the nation quickly and broadly condemned law enforcement for the horrendous actions of a few officers. Community activists took to the streets calling for police reform through demonstrations. By the middle of the year, these challenges took their toll on all of us in law enforcement, including our families. Additionally, some law enforcement agencies who were once accepted by those they served were now being questioned about their tactics and purpose in society. As a result, several officers retired, others resigned, and some were even terminated without due process. Now, I'll be the first to say there's room for police reform, but we must be careful not to overreach. In my 31 years in law enforcement, I have never seen or felt anything like what we have experienced here in Norfolk, which leads me to hope for a better year in 2021. Nonetheless, through all the challenges 2020 brought, the City of Norfolk police officers and professional staff members stood perpendicular to the floor and persevered just as they did 165 years ago. While our city was facing the stark reality of COVID-19, you still came to work with an unwavering determination to serve our citizens. While our citizens were demonstrating their desire for police reform, you made the streets safe for the protesters. Why, some of you even walked with them in support of positive change. In fact, out of 30 or more demonstrations in this city, there was not one incident of rioting or looting. That speaks true to your professionalism, as well as the respect you have for your community members. As 2020 comes to a close, I want you to know that I appreciate all that you and your families have sacrificed toward the betterment of Norfolk citizens. Through all these challenges, the Norfolk Police Department will be remembered as an agency to be modeled after in the law enforcement profession. Although I know we're not out of the woods yet, there is hope for a better year in 2021. I know this because you are still here, doing what you took an oath to do since day one. No doubt, 2020 was a challenge for all of us. But as the years come and go, one thing that will remain in our memory is that we pulled through this, not as individuals, but as a team. And that is the tried and true legacy of the Norfolk Police Department that has lasted over 223 years.